Good morning. Welcome to my live show. Uh oh, who's knocking on my door like that? Give me a second, y'all. My live show. Uh oh, who's knocking on my door like that? Give me a second, y'all. Excuse the interruption. That was an abrupt interruption. I didn't expect that. That was a delivery. Hello, welcome. Good morning. How are you? Oh, shit. Wait a second. Let me turn this down. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on this morning. I thought I was a little bit prepared, but I'm not. Things happen, glitches happen during a live show. That's what makes it a little bit more entertaining. But let's just get started. Hello, welcome, good morning. Welcome to my channel, Insight and Perspective with Bronx Girl. I am your host. I hope everyone is having a great start to their morning. My morning is gray as I look out my window. It's gray outside. It was raining here in New York City, but we needed it because we had snow. I don't like, well, it's going to be slushy, but at least it will clear up the snow and make a pathway for the runway walkers and the women that like to wear heels and like to look cute and don't let nothing stop them. But, you know, that's what we deal with when we deal with Mother Nature. Weather is so unpredictable. But yes, hello, good morning. Let's see. Yesterday I went live and I had a real heavy, hot topic discussion. And I said, for those who were in the live yesterday and stayed with me till the end, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate the discussion we had. Um, it was a intelligent, open-minded, respectful conversation, and I'm just grateful that I had the opportunity to have it. So I was thinking like maybe we could do those discussions about how we feel about religion twice a month, not too heavy because it could get intense and it may be sensitive to some viewers, and that's okay. So I'll um, reserve that topic and discussion for those who want to participate and those who want to be a part of it. I'm again filming, streaming from my iPhone, and I don't see any comments, but that's okay. This is a podcast show where you get to take me along on the go. So you don't have to participate. All I ask is you just listen with an open mind and well, not a grateful heart. You don't have to be grateful for me, but with an open heart. Um, and I wanted to get into some things yesterday, but the discussion got a little bit sidetracked because I was going to come up here talk about the Super Bowl, my thoughts, and it didn't take a laugh. It just took a turn where I'm like, oh, okay, I'm turning my pages because I have wrote some notes down yesterday about some of the things I wanted to talk about and some of the people I wanted to talk about. But we're here today. We can talk about it today. This is a pre-Valentine's Day show. I'm going to give a little bit of remarks. We're going to get into it. I'm going to be here for a while because hopefully, I hope I just get one more subscriber. I feel like if I go live more consistently, upload, then I can build and grow my audience just by. Oh, hi, good morning. I'm looking at. Okay, let me. Hi, good morning. Yours truly. Sorry, sorry. It's okay. Let me, cause my comments haven't shown up on the my StreamYard on my phone. So you just sit back and relax. No, it was a great conversation. Lasagna probably working, but she's listening. Hello, good morning to my beautiful supporters, and most importantly, my beautiful listeners. That's what I want is listeners up in this beast. Up in this piece, I want listeners, ones that have an open mind, who is capable of using their critical thinking skills. Push back on me, I push back on you. We argue the facts. We all have difference of opinion, and that's what's welcome here. So don't be afraid or shy to comment below or participate in this live discussion, especially on February 13th, Thursday, and a pre-Valentine's Day show for the grown and sexy, but I put mature ears just in case YouTube want to how you say it, censor my words. I don't know what to use. I don't know what to use. But here we are today, this morning. I was gonna share this live. I'm trying to see if I could share this live to Facebook. I don't know. This phone, this tablet right here, Zachary has made it his little friend, and he the only one that can um I'm looking at the tablet, but I have to speak directly into the mic on my phone. So just bear with me, beautiful people, and take your time and, stay with me for a moment. Okay, let me see if I can share it. Share the live. Oh gosh, I don't think I could share it, but that's okay. I don't have to share it. I don't have to share it at all. Okay, so we back. Okay, wait. No, I don't got my Facebook up there, but that's okay too. I don't need to share the live. I share my live, and if people subscribe from my Facebook page, they subscribe from my Facebook page, and they'll know I'm live or not if they are subscribed. So, but yeah, just wanted to say welcome. I keep saying welcome, but listen, let's just get it started and not beat around the bush. So yesterday I went live and I wanted to talk about some things. We spoke about Serena Williams and her crip walk. We spoke about Kendrick Lamar and his performance at the Super Bowl. I gave my thoughts. I shared my opinion. I don't take nothing away from Kendrick Lamar as an artist. I don't take anything away from Serena Williams as a performer, a sports athlete. Like both people involved that we spoke about yesterday are highly talented, successful. They are skilled and they are great at what they do. I just feel like sometimes people feel like because someone appears so great that they don't have flaws or that they don't have nothing that can be like critiqued. And I think I gave my honest opinion about Serena and her crip walking. I just thought it was like kind of basic. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I feel like men, and this is can be a little bit how you say it. This can be a little bit a conversation starter at the dinner table or just with your friends and family. And hear me out, beautiful people who listen to me to let me speak and share my thoughts and my opinions with you. I'm not trying to gaslight you, but let's just think about this for a moment. And it's not even about Serena Williams personally crip walking. That was her choice. That was her decision to do. I just felt like it wasn't like giving me like, oh shit, she hit it. I felt like her and her she stand on principle, her being a Jehovah's Witness, and they go everything and they are against everything worldly. So I don't know how she figured that out with uh her I don't know what they call her family or her church family or the Jehovah's Witness or the hall or her community, right? That's them. But I was just saying it's a little bit hypocritical because I know that Jehovah Witness don't take parts or they don't even allow, they don't like worldly things. So it's like I don't know how Serena Williams get away with because of course she got money, so she could get away with murder. Um let me see. Oh, wait a second. Welcome to. Okay, so people are saying she had a sister die from gang violence and she should have, but she shouldn't be doing that. Damn, why I can't see these? Oh shit. Why can't I see these comments? Okay, here we go. Thank you. I'll read it again because I can't pin it. No, I can't. Can I pin message? Let me see. Oh, I can. All this time? Oh shit. Now I know. Okay, I'm learning. Thank you, yours truly. People are saying she had a sister die from gang violence and she shouldn't have done that, been doing that. I could see where people take part and have those opinions and that feedback. I think I was more because I didn't forget about her sister passing and I didn't know that her sister was at the hand of violence from Crips. Serena did come up and her sister Venus came from a rough part of Compton. They did not grow up with silver spoons in their mouths, or they did not grow up rich, but they family poured into their talents and skills, which is good. I don't feel like I'm jumping the gun about the Jehovah's Witness thing. I just feel like, she just got recently baptized, and I just feel like more and most importantly, that some religions can be hypocritical. If you got money, then you could get away with certain things, but if you don't have money, they quickly shun you out of the neighborhood and out of the community and out of the organization. Oh, but it was a diss to Drake talking about her husband. Yeah, but I know I didn't feel okay. So aside from her, I just felt the Crip walk was like basic. It wasn't like, oh my goodness, she hit that. I feel like men Crip walk better than women, just like women twerk better than men, right? I have not seen one woman Crip walk that I'm like, oh shit. Every man that have hit the Crip walk and has hit the C walk, I'm like, okay, they look good doing it. I'm not sitting here applauding or encouraging any gangs or promoting any gangs. I'm not doing that. But if you're gonna walk and do a Crip walk, you definitely have to have a certain type of rhythm and swag. I was just saying that Serena Crip Walk looked too choreographed, and come to find out it was choreographed. It just didn't look authentic or original. Like she Crip walked before, she got in trouble, and that was her uh decision to make, and she made it again. As far as Drake, her making a diss to Drake like 10 years later, yeah, it was basic. It was right. Yeah, thank you. Let me pin that comment. Let me replace pin comment. Yeah, it was basic. I've seen it done better. Yeah, me too. And you know what? I come to find out, I was like, it looked like it was choreographed, and it was choreographed. She did practice. Of course, she probably had to practice because of the settings. And I'm just saying, like, I just thought, like, where do people that have, you know, religious beliefs draw the line? Prince was a Jehovah's Witness. There are a lot of celebrities that are Jehovah's Witness, so I just can't just jump down Serena back. But it's not her because she crip walk. It's just about the way, like, they not supposed to take part in political discussions. They're not allowed to give blood transfusions. I mean, receive blood transfusions. They're not allowed to vote. They can't raise their hand or pledge allegiance to the flag. So there are many restrictions with being a Jehovah's Witness. And I just saw that as not a breaking point, but as a viewpoint where who's allowed to get away with certain things. Why? Because she have money, and that's okay. And supposedly her husband is a Jehovah's Witness. I guess he is a Jehovah's Witness if they married to each other. But with Drake, I don't know exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why did her husband feel? What did her husband feel about her doing it after? Wait, it's been that long? Because we in 2025, so we could be a little bit. I don't know, right? Is it 10 years? But whether it's 10 years, 8 years, 5 years, or so, um, she probably turned him down, and he probably turned her down because of her beliefs and her principle that she stand on. Jehovah's Witness believe firmly, I guess, in marriage before uh they don't believe in premarital sex. So that could have been one of the reasons they didn't like Drake. Just don't seem like that he will wait for Serena, right? He just don't seem like that type, because he don't have to have restrictions on what he do and who he do it with. He just don't. I'm not saying that he should do it without consent, but I'm just saying, like, he don't have to wait for any woman, and that probably was one of Serena requirements. I wonder if she's right. I don't know. She just got recently baptized. Yours truly. She just got recently baptized. And they do have two. They do have two kids. Like, I think it's probably at least close. If not 10 years, it was long enough for Serena not to even give him. You think she was holding out on Drake? I don't think so. You don't think so? I can't believe that these comments are not popping up, and sitting here. I'm sitting here pinning it. I believe she was holding out on Drake. I don't think they did anything sexual. I'll say that. As far as her husband coming out and making a statement, like I felt like Drake dissing her husband was whack. I didn't understand it. I wouldn't have responded to it. Like either he is a groupie or he's not, right? Either Drake is a groupie or he's not. I just don't think that Serena Williams like crip walking like what he was supposed to receive from that. He probably was like, "Yo, sit your ass down." I don't. It doesn't matter. Many women have came after you, and you decided to come up here and make a performance just to send a message to get some type of validation, which is okay, right? She did what she did. He did what he did. He said what he said. You know what I mean? Then her husband, like like a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say about her. I'm not even thinking about her husband. Like the fact that he support his wife, which is good, which is a great thing. He should support his wife. That's his wife. But I just felt like most importantly, my it wasn't a problem, but my opinion on her crip walking was it was basic. It wasn't hitting. It just didn't seem too authentic or original. Even when she don't practice or choreograph her crip walk, it just seems not authentic or original, and that's okay. If she can't dance, she can't dance. I just feel like men crip walk better than women, and that's not a gender. That's not for me to compare genders, but I haven't seen one woman yet, and Serena's not the only one that I'll be like, oh nah. Women don't know how to crip walk unless you are. I don't know. If I see a woman that could crip walk just as great as a man, okay. If I see a man that can twerk just as good as a woman, okay. That's my point right there. Um, and I'll leave it at that. Serena is a worldly woman, and no type of religion can cover that. And that's what I'm saying. That's how we got into the topic yesterday about religion, and that's okay. We'll move on from Serena. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to talk about, but that's okay. As I talk, it'll pop up in my head because I did have some notes that I wrote down about who I wanted to speak about. But I could talk about it, okay, off the top of my head, because Serena wasn't the only one and Kendrick Lamar wasn't the only one. And as far as Kendrick Lamar, a lot of people would say, well, his songs and his music is poetic and it's epic and it sends a message. Like I don't feel like if you're gonna write music and you want to send a message, the message should be for everyone to receive, not like riddles or nursery rhymes. Like, I'm not saying that he's not a great lyricist. I'm not saying that Kendrick Lamar is not great at what he do because he is. Of course, he is obviously. And when I say obviously, I just mean that he is recognized for what he do. So there's nothing that I can say that can dismiss. Degrade or demean what he does. The only problem I had with the song was when it started off, I'm like, this sound like rock and roll. And then I turn it off, and then I hear Kendrick Lamar in one song saying that he don't want to be called black no more. He's an Israelite, and that's a whole different set of conversation and topics, which is we'll talk about in our twice a month when we speak about religion. Then he telling Drake, "You're not like us," which I thought was a little bit confused. Like what? Because Israelites, and I'll stay on this for a little bit, and I'm moving on. Israelites believe that if you mix, the only way you can be black, considered black, is if your father is black, and Drake's father is black. A lot of people have a problem with Drake being, a mixed man, rapper, songwriter, singer, artist, actor, right? He is not allowed to say the N word by a lot of people definition. And I don't think I would like honor that request from the black community. If I was Drake, I'm like, how can you stop me from saying the N word? My father is black. We all say it, no matter our color. Right, because isn't it a cult? They say it's not. Yes, it is considered a cult. It is looked at as a cult. Um, and that's something we'll talk about, like different religions in my Wednesdays talk at Wednesdays on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. at least twice a month, we could all share our and opinions and views about religion, and we don't have to hate one another afterwards. But with Kendrick Lamar, my only question was like, because I feel like, yeah, maybe he has made music that influenced other people, or has brought up discussions and things that affect the black community, and touched on sensitive topics that a lot of black people in the black well, a lot of people in the black community would not dare cross or talk about. I'm not saying that he has not had great influence or brought up just problems that we as in the black community face. I personally feel like when men stand up to another man, of course you should stand up to another man to protect your family and that aspect. I heard Kendrick Lamar accuse Drake of being a foul, a Chester. I don't know how true that is. But at the same time, Kendrick Lamar, I don't know what type of discussions he have, who he call out, because I don't listen to his music. I don't know his music. He's not appealing to me. That's not something I would listen to. Not because he preach or lectures. He's just not appealing to me. I like music, of course, that's has messages, that entertains, that get you right in the mind. I like a different upbeat type of music. I don't like music that is sit there and that you have to think about, which is okay. I'm open to listening to different music. I'm not, it's not beneath me to listen to a different type of genre of music. It's just like Kendrick Lamar don't do anything for me. Right? I could sit there and listen, like, yo, someone and a lot of guys on my Facebook page be like, listen to this, listen to that. And I'm like, okay, I don't think it will have any sway, which it can, but I don't think my appeal will change about Kendrick Lamar. He's definitely black. He's definitely black. He's of his father. Right. And you know what? I look at Drake as a black man, right? Because he's just with a high yellow black man, some may say, and it's okay. I mean, I started liking Drake when COVID came around. That's when me and Zachary father was like, we cohabitated, and he used to play Drake to Drake when he first came out, his little that's when he was younger, and I'm like, oh, okay. But when I was listening to him, I'm like, who's this is Drake? Oh shit, I like Drake. Not that I love him, no, I didn't fall in love with him, but I prefer his music over Kendrick Lamar if I had to pick or choose, which I wouldn't pick or choose any one of them riding in the car. But if I had to pick and choose going on a girls' trip or just a car ride or a long train ride, or I had to be like tortured with music, either listen to Kendrick Lamar or listen to Drake, I'm choosing Drake. You like both of them? Yeah, both of them are good, but I don't, So with Kendrick Lamar, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like he masked a lot of things. He is a performer. He has the appearance of someone that can lead people into the right direction. There's no doubt in my mind that if Kendrick Lamar had the opportunity to grow an organization, he would, because he has and he is capable of starting a movement. His love for his religion, and a lot of people say they're not religious, and that's okay. I just don't want to go back and forth because that's a hard subject to tackle, about whether someone is religious or not, and they have the belief and love in God, and they abide and honor God laws. So I just, and it's okay. But that's what I had to say about Kendrick Lamar. um and Drake, I think, is all around dumb. It's all about performance. It's all about recognition, and that's how I feel about that. So, and another thing, I let's move on from Kendrick Lamar. I wanted to talk a little bit about the celebrity news that was going on. Irv Gotti had passed away. He was he was really young in his 50s, and I was like, that's so sad. Men need to take notice. Hey, Lou, how are you? Thank you for stopping by, Lou, and listening to the show. Because I wanted to talk about Irv Gotti. Damn it, I can't find my notes. That's like really killing me. Maybe I ripped it up. maybe I ripped it up, but yeah, I was going to talk about how people like the black community, and not only the black community, not to single them out, but if I'm going to scold or supposedly scold anyone, and like go after anyone, it's like, how does the black community feel so comfortable and so and don't have a conscience when it comes to talking about Blue Ivy? But before we get to Blue Ivy, let's get to Beyonce, because Beyonce recently won a Grammy Award for the best album of the year. She won her first country Grammy Award, and people were saying that she paid for it and that Jay-Z paid for it. I'm not convinced that Beyonce is that insecure and her ego is that fragile that she would have to go through many avenues to pay for an award. Right? I'm not convinced. And I was like kind of confused, and I'm usually not confused about people saying that Jay-Z bought Beyonce's Grammy, right? When I saw him last year get up there and take a award, accept an award on the Grammy, he made a statement on behalf of his wife Beyonce, because she didn't receive the album of the year yet, and she made many albums. She have 38, 35 Grammys, which is more than enough. Like, she probably have to have her own place, own, like her, she'll probably have something built around her Grammys in her home. Every Grammy that she wants, she deserve. A lot of people say Beyonce's overrated. I don't think so. She's just a great entertainer. She can't help that. I mean, honestly speaking, I stopped listening. I'm not. I mean, I grew up with Beyonce. She's 44. I'm 44. I grew up with her music. I admired her from Destiny's Child, but I wasn't like an all out Beehive fan. Like, no, I wasn't. I watched and I followed her, listened to her music up until her last album, Lemonade. Lemonade is a great album. After that, I felt like she became boring and just not the music that I want to jam to, right? But she did have a great Lemonade album. Her Lemonade album should be compared to Mary J. Blige, My Life album. It should be like compared as both as like masterpieces. But the fact that the black community, number one in particular, was saying that Beyonce country album was whack, it wasn't good, it was, shit like that. That's their opinion. But the fact that they was even like so serious about saying that she would go as far as paying for an award just to satisfy her little selfish needs, that was crazy to me. Congrats to her. Yeah, congrats to her. That's what I said. Congratulations. Congratulations to Beyonce. Her response was in shock. I was listening to a behavior, a language. Those people that study body language. Sometimes I feel like they just full of shit. Sometimes I don't. Like, one of the body language experts, so to speak, says that when she did that, like, she wasn't shocked. She was like, it was like more, she was in fear, like a fear of, not fear like, oh, I'm scared, but like, oh, was my name just called? And even if she was shocked, right? That's what I said. Based on her reaction. Did I pin it? Let me see. Wait a second. Based on her reaction. Yeah, based on her reaction, she didn't know she would win. I don't think she knew she was going to win. I think that was authentic. I think that was original. I did check out Blue Ivy, reaction. Blue Ivy was a little bit put off by her mom reaction. She didn't know what her mother was doing, right? She probably, Blue Ivy in her little head probably thought, Ma, did you forget who you are? Of course you won this. You earned it. You deserved it. But Beyonce, of course, she probably had a little shock inside of her because she didn't go there expecting to win an award. She just went there because it was a epic night at the Grammys. She's a hardworking woman and a performer. Give her credit where credit. Exactly. I mean, like, yeah, I said her best album is Lemonade, but of course, after Lemonade is a great album. I'm not gonna lie. It's a nice, good album. It's a great album. Um, and I want to buy it on vinyl because how great it is. So that goes up there along with Mary J. Blige, My Life, Tony Braxton, first album, right? Is it her first album? Tony, Fantasia's album, her first album, Beyonce's Lemonade album. They all go in the same category as masterpieces. That's where I place it. Beyonce is not the same woman she was when she came out here 20 years ago. She is a 44-year-old woman. So definitely her whole behavior behaviors change, her whole demeanor changes, she have a whole different personality. As far as her and beyond her and Jay-Z, I just, they not gonna ever like depart. If they do, they nobody will ever know about it. I'm pretty sure Beyonce is getting tired of Jay Z. Like, I don't know where he's making improvement as a 51-year-old, 52-year-old man, but maybe he is making improvements. But I just don't see him making improvements. She probably getting bored with Jay Z. I would get bored with him. Let's go and move on to Miss Blue Ivy. Like, how is it that people are so content and so confident in saying that Blue Ivy, because you remember she performed with Beyonce when Beyonce did her last tour. When she first came out and she did her dance, she did her performance, she performed with her famous mom, international performer, mom, and people gave her so much slack. Her grandmother got out here and said something that is definitely true. She said, "This is a child. That's her first time performing in front of a crowd. Why wouldn't she have any fear or fright?" But people were just digging in on a child, a baby, mostly the Black community, because they feel like they have that opportunity to do it. Blue Ivy was like, "Go get your award, mom." She did. You saw it, right? You saw, and you know what's so crazy? Because the readers were saying, like, when she went up there, I think the second time, she said, "May I go up on the stage with you?" And Beyonce replied, "Of course you can." So yeah, that was cute. So people, and the thing is, Blue Ivy is growing up. She's 13 years old. She looked like a 13-year-old. She act like she act a little bit too stiff for me. When I say stiff, like too perfect. And that's because, she has respect and manners, and she want to look like she's presentable and look like a nice young lady, respectable young lady. But people that have like damaged brains. I think I have to say damaged brains instead of brain dead. Let me write that down. Saying this little young girl look like she's 21 years old. Who take their time to sit there and sexualize a 13-year-old girl? When I look at Blue Ivy, she looked like a 13-year-old girl. She don't look 21. So the ones that sitting up there saying that, oh, okay, Blue Ivy looks old and she's grown for her age, she is not either one of them. Just a second. I'm drinking some lemon water with some ginger and some fennel seeds. I don't know why I'm coughing. It's the season. Everybody's been coughing, but I don't like to cough on live. So give me a moment, and you know, So when I look at Blue Ivy and then I hear the chatter and disgust of the people, their main focus is that Blue Ivy looks grown and that she's dressed too grown. She's 13 years old, right? So if she was to wear like her dresses that she wears, she could wear that to a dance. She, everything is fully covered on her and she is well protected. So when I hear the black community especially, like forget the white people. They're gonna say what they're gonna say, and they're gonna have. I'm proud of Blue Ivy. She did a good and improved her show. She did improve her show, and she made it known that she is and will be probably a little bit a better dancer than her mother now. I felt like Beyonce and Blue Ivy next to each other on the stage as Blue Ivy improved her show and as her dance skills improved and you've seen it. I was like, oh shit, she danced better than Beyonce. Of course, Beyonce's getting older, so she don't have it like she used to. So she's passing the torch on to her daughter, which she should, and I'm glad that she did. But when I hear like the hi Laverne Green, how are you? Thank you for welcoming Laverne to the chat. We're just talking. Let me see. I'm trying to pin your comment because my comments haven't appeared up here yet, but I was wanted to say hello to Laverne in the building. I don't know why it's not pinning. I'll get back to it. I'll just put up a heart. She looked very age appropriate. Yes, she did. And then the people that have accused Blue Ivy of looking older, like, what do you want her to wear? Some Barbie pink uh PBS clothes? You want her to wear like Sesame Street clothes? Characters, PBS characters, Sesame Street, uh, Disney characters. That's what you want her to wear when she go to award shows with her mother. That dresses that is designed and fitted to her young female body, who is 13 years old. So the people that are saying that Blue Ivy is dressed too grown, like how? How she look too grown? Her hair is braided. She have on natural makeup. Her dresses, she's right there along with her mother. What she's supposed to be like, what, dressed in like uh, a fully covered attire? Like if she was to go to a wedding and wear that outfit, the same outfit that she wore, or the last couple of outfits that she have been wearing when she's going to awards shows with her mother, and she wear the same thing to a like a formal dance or recital, or just anywhere that she goes, will she still look grown? Because I don't see how, because if I when I look at her, she looked like a 13-year-old little girl. So women that come forward and say and spew all this bullshit and rhetoric about Blue Ivy, a 13-year-old little girl, young girl who have no idea of why adults are so mean and cruel. We need to uplift each other. That's kind of hard for a lot of people to do. I wanted to pin Laverne. Let me see. No, oops, I pinned the wrong one. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. Unpinned message. Hi, Bronx. I check. I don't know why it's going to that. Okay, here we go. I don't know why it's not pinning. I don't know what's going on, but okay. We need to uplift, and I don't know if I could continue to pin the messages. Of course, we do need to uplift each other more, especially women. I'm not talking about a certain race of women. I'm not talking about black women need to support black women, white women need to support black women need to support white women need to. I'm not talking about that aspect. I'm talking about women need to empower each other and uplift and encourage and support one another. We don't have to always support and honor and respect each individual choices or decisions, but there comes a time where we have to do come together and put our like thinking minds together and say no, that's bullshit. Like the women that get up there and so bold and that will sexualize a little girl talking about she's so grown, she looks so grown, she don't look like she 13 years old. You are the type of woman that are the bottom bitch for the pimp. You are the type of woman that go out and recruit women for the pimp. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that this is a raw, honest, open discussion. And when I hear women saying that, because I don't sit there and look at Blue Ivy and be like, oh my God, she looks so grown. Oh my God, she is so mature for her age. She's still a baby. She's 13 years old. Like, you are the women that sit there and project your insecurities onto a child. Because there's no way in the hell that you can't sit there and say if Blue Ivy was in a club trying to be a rebellious child, like she got money, being rebellious, so she probably have a little. She make her own money, so she'd say to her, "Yo, mom," which she won't ever. I don't care how much attempt she make to let her mother know she's grown and she make her own money. Beyonce ain't going for that shit. So say Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy, who's been famous and popular from the time she was born, even people doubted Beyonce not being pregnant or not carrying her as a real baby, someone else carried it. And the bullshit. Like 13 years ago, it was up until 13 years ago to now that everyone has an opinion about Blue Ivy. And I look at her, I've never said anything. It's not that I've never said anything bad about her, but I just don't have the sentiments that people share about this child. Of course, people are going to have their opinions. You can't stop them from saying what they think and feel. But women, you need to ask yourself, if Blue Ivy was to be a rebellious child, 13-year-old child, say if she wasn't even Beyonce's daughter and she just came from, she liked to look decent, she put on makeup and she dressed up and everything, and she goes into a club with people that's 21 years old and over. You think she could get into the club with her face looking like that? You think if she meet a guy and he's like 40, 30, 20, he wouldn't know that she's 13 years old? You think a guy, even though we know there are creeps out there that's sitting there waiting for 13-year-olds and that are attracted to 13-year-olds and have violated 13-year-olds, um like in the case of Nazaria Harris, a child that looked like a child that looked like a baby, but still that did not stop a creepy crawler, sick individual from violating a child in her formative years. Hey, Lasagna. I'm trying to get some likes, but if y'all go in, come out, go in, come out, go in, come out, you can do that. That's up to you guys. I'll be here. So as far as talking about like Blue Ivy being a target for men, like those type of men should be eliminated from the planet. We shouldn't have to be scared of men that have an attraction to children. We shouldn't even be like living with men that have like a vendetta against grown ass women, right? Like eliminate those fools. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Blue Ivy being accused of looking grown and her mother dressing her too grown. Like that's that mentality that I would grew up around with women. Like, and I'm not gonna have to. I don't have to spell it out. You already know I'm black. I grew up in a black community. Grew up with a black family, so I endured a lot of bullshit from the black women that I grew up with. I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. To accuse a child of, and that's what black girls get. That's the short end of the stick that black girls get from all over. So she's black, a little young black child. She's developed quickly. She can entice a man. Blue Ivy, think about this. And I'm not saying, and I'm just, all right, let's not use Blue Ivy. What 13-year-old girl is capable and skilled enough to entice a grown ass man who is not even fully developed? So you that no 13-year-old child. Let's keep it 100. Okay, no 13-year-old child has the skills, the skill set to entice any grown ass man. I don't give a fuck how you put it or how you look at it. You know what I mean? But hold on for a second, y'all. Just for a second. Let me see. Um because I want to move on and start talking about the pre-Valentine's Day show where Valentine's Day mean a lot to a lot of women, even though I personally don't. It doesn't mean anything to me, and it's not a big deal. But the Valentine's Day that means something to women. It means something to those women. It should be honored and cherished. Like a lot of people turn Valentine's Day into something more than what it is. Of course, it has its history and its history behind it. But if we're gonna be so like, oh, okay, aware and so in tune and so like woke about Valentine's Day, then we should apply that to other places. But this show is for the women that, and for the men. Of course, I don't have men subscribers yet, but that's okay. Like I feel like when Valentine's Day arrived, before it arrived, pre Valentine's Day, like people started talking about Valentine's as soon as February hit, right? As soon as February hit, we talking about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is for lovers, and if you're not a lover, then I guess it's not for you. But then it's like other shit that's added to the equation. Like, oh gosh, what the hell? It's like other shit that's added to the equation. Let me see. Oh gosh. Where is my live? Oh gosh. Gosh. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I can see. I can see my voice. There you go. Here we go. Sorry, I'm back. So Valentine's Day mean a lot to a lot of different people. I don't like get excited about it. I remember one time, I usually tell my sons like, if you don't have to buy me anything for Valentine's Day. If you want to spend your money on somebody and you like that you like, you spend your money on somebody that you like. You don't have to spend that much money, whether the girl receive it or not. You at least you trying. Like I try to at least tell my boys to take risks. Like $20, $30 is not going to hurt your pockets. If you buy a gift for a Valentine's Day gift for someone you like and she don't like you, that's okay too. You keep going. You move forward. I even spoke to one guy that was like, someone asked him his advice about Valentine's Day, and it was a teenage boy. He said, "Oh, you shouldn't be buying no girls a Valentine's gift. You should be buying your mother a Valentine's Day gift." Like that was the stupidest shit that I could ever hear a man say to a child or a young boy. My message to young boys are before I get into the grown up, sexy, mature talk. If you like a girl and you want to take a chance on getting to know a girl and you want to spend a little money for Valentine's Day, because as a mother, I'll tell my kids, like, yo, no, you don't have to give me nothing for Valentine's Day. If you want to take your money and you want to get a friend that you like something, go ahead and do it. But if you want to give your mother something, no, I don't come first. Make sure that the girl you like come first before me. That's the type of mother I am. Like, I'm not sitting there expecting my kids to buy me a Valentine's Day gift. So when the guy said he told the little boy, "Oh, you shouldn't be spending your money on and this is a teenager he was talking to. You shouldn't be spending your money on buying a girl a Valentine's Day gift. You should give it. You should be spending that money on your mother." This is the type of man that now is bitter, live with regret, that hate women, that resent women, and all you trying to is like give your tactics to a young innocent child. Oh, you agree? Look at Lasaya. That's what. Listen, Lasaya. I'm not finished yet, but maybe. And that's how I feel about it. I have always told my sons, listen, it doesn't hurt to spend $30, $20 on a gift. You're not gonna get something so extravagant that you have to take a loss. Find out what she like, because you're not just gonna get a random girl. Like, I guess, see, if you just walk in and you give a random girl like a rose or something, but someone that you like, that you've been talking to up until the time of Valentine's Day, so you get to know what she like. Even if you send her a $25, $30 Dunkin' Donuts gift card, because I'm the type of mother, if my sons be like, "Yo, ma, I need some money because I like this girl and I want to buy her Valentine's Day gift," I help him. I'm like, $30 is good. You don't want to go too overboard. That's something decent. That's something y'all both go out and eat. But if you want to give her something without taking a loss, and even if she rejects you, that's a loss that you can take and you can move on. That's something that you don't have to think about for the rest of your life, because you tried, it didn't work out. So now I move on. I'm not going to sit there and wait around and expect something in return. No, move on. It's okay not to buy your mother's nothing for Valentine's Day. And it's okay for your mother not to expect. Like, women, stop expecting your children, your sons to buy you something. If they buy it for you, they buy it for you. But I let my sons know, like, don't be cheap, right? You want to see different reactions from different women. The ones that that y'all can get along and she can understand your finances, knowing that you can't spend more than a certain amount. As you get older, it's different. But I encourage my sons, like, buy something for a nice girl. You don't ever have to buy anything for me, because I'm kind of funny and particular about shit I like. If my kids buy it, yeah, they older now, so they have to fall in line like any other man. Like if you're gonna buy your mother something, buy her something that she like, not something that you think that you she should have. But you should buy the girl what she likes, not because you think she deserve it, but because you want to do it, and at the same time she deserves it also because you like her. Right? You have to, in order to find love, you definitely got to have money, a little money to start off with. And that's how I felt about that. So when this guy told me, I was like, that's the advice you gave him. You told him not to buy a young girl, someone that's a teenager, 15 years old, not to buy a young girl a present, but buy it for your mother. His mother is not that desperate. If his mother is that desperate, like, too bad on her. Encourage your sons to buy women things, right? To spend a little bit money to see where they get and not to buy or pay for things they can't afford. I'll leave it like that. If you can't afford it, then don't buy it and don't hold it over her head. Make it feel like she owe you something. And after, if she rejects you, take the rejection. Rejection hurts, but you move on. You don't stop. You still go. If you get heartbroken by one woman, keep going. Don't let that one woman destroy your whole inner being. You can spring back from heartbreak. Okay, so now with the men and the grown ass woman in Valentine's Day, I feel like, you know what? I don't I have I think no, I think I have gotten Valentine's Day gifts, but not that often because I don't make a big deal about it because I'm not the type of woman to sit there and expect like a Valentine's Day gift, but mostly the person that get the short end of the stick or the person that get the most slack and the most funk and static is the side chick, the other woman. Now I know that I will make a good side woman or other woman, right? Because the point of the other woman is to build up the relationship between the person that she's seeing on the side. Like, you're not supposed to turn into something like serious. That means that you are agreeing to cheat in a long-term relationship with someone else. I'm not doing that. Right. And a lot of people give the side woman, I mean, the other woman, a lot of slack. Like, oh, she got to wait the day afterwards. Like a good other woman, which if I could put myself in that position, which I have never been, not knowingly, right? Like maybe men, I have dated men, been with men that had girlfriends and they never confess, or I asked them like at the spur of the moment, they say, yeah, but not voluntarily. Like, I'm not going to meet a guy, he tell me he had a girl, and he be like, oh, I want to see you still. Do you agree? I'm like, hell no. It depends on the situation. But with the Valentine's Day gift, is like men are selfish and stingy and cheap. So they avoid stuff like this to not make their woman happy. I'm not talking about the men that know what to do to celebrate Valentine's Day, to give their woman, their wife, their significant other, their partners a gift that she want and desires and that she definitely deserve because it's this holiday is reserved once a year. It's special to her, so I'm going to make every attempt to make sure that my woman has what she want and need. She'll tell me, throw hints, or I even ask her as a man, like, listen, what do you want for Valentine's Day? And she know what to tell him what she want for Valentine's Day. But the men that refuse to accept and take part in it because they don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Even if I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, and a man tell me he don't celebrate Valentine's Day, I don't want to date him because he feel like he's doing something like, well, I told you I don't say celebrate Valentine's Day. I told you that this is not something that I take part in. Even if I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, I don't date men because they're cheap and stingy and selfish otherwise. So it's like, okay, the same men that say they don't celebrate Valentine's Day or take part in it that's selfish, stingy, and cheap. These be the like factors, or don't even care about a woman's like needs or wants. These are the same ones that want you to celebrate that want you to be a part of their celebrations also, like the Super Bowl, right? So it's like a double standard. Okay, so if you grow up with, if you have a husband and you've been together for a while, or if you're with someone and you're in a partner relationship with someone and you both agree to not celebrate or you don't celebrate Valentine's, that's okay. But for you to be a man to think that you tell a woman, well, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't take part in it. And you selfish and stingy and cheap. Aside from that, no, 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 no. You get to no play. Right. And I mean that. And I'll break it down. So if you meet a guy and you're talking and he tells you that in the beginning, way before Valentine's Day, if y'all make it to that point, if you even reach this point and you getting to know him and you see the little error of his ways, that he is selfish, he is cheap, he's stingy, he don't spend money, he cut corners. And then he say that he don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I'm not attracted to you. You're not appealing to me. I'm not definitely not a sexually attracted to no cheap ass man unless he like know how to spend money and cut corners on other things. So when I say cheap man, I mean like one that like is tight fisted. I could see if like you go to his house and he have like, okay, well, you know what, why I bought this, paid this much money for this TV, or why I paid this much money for this furniture, or why I paid this, something like that, so he won't have to buy it again. But if he's cheap all around, he likes to cut corners, he's selfish, he's stingy, he's uptight, he don't want to, like it hurts him to like at least share with his woman, and then he say, well, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, because it's a pagan holiday. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day because I like, okay, you don't. He won't know that I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. He wouldn't know that about me until the time come. And if he want to buy me a gift, I'll front with every man and say, no, I celebrate Valentine's Day and it doesn't mean anything to me. But if a woman, even if he don't celebrate Valentine's Day and you celebrate Valentine's Day, he should at least still be mindful and get you something for Valentine's Day, because it means something to you. That means he appreciates you. That means he's not looking for you to get him a gift in return. He's just making you happy. And as far as the other woman, the side chick that celebrate Valentine's Day and she has to wait a day after for her man, that's okay too. Maybe her gift is better than the wife's. Okay? Maybe her gift is grander than the wife. Maybe he spent a little bit more money on the other woman's gift. That's why he has to give it to her the next day. And how do y'all know that the man give the woman the spend Valentine's Day with the woman the next day? Maybe he spent it with her and he chose not to go into work that day. Right. It's just so I just don't get into Valentine's Day because it could be so messy. It could be just so like it turns you off. It doesn't give you the you don't want to celebrate it because people make a mess out of it and a fuss out of it. Like it's Valentine's Day, whoever celebrate Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's. It's a special moment for people. Valentine's Day are for lovers, not for ones that don't know what they want to do, not for ones that have are confused about their relationship. Like even if you are just a friend that I never slept with, or a man, or someone that you never slept with, you still could get a friend or buy her a cup of coffee or send her a gift card for Valentine's Day, because y'all friends, y'all talk. But these factors lead up to Valentine's Day. It leads up to Christmas. It leads up to the holidays. Like, yeah, you meet a guy around the holidays. Of course, you don't expect him to buy you something for the holidays y'all just met. But prior to the holidays, his behavior, his characteristics, his mannerisms, his thoughtfulness, his mindfulness, and if he hasn't spent any money or considered spending any money during that phase up until the holidays, I don't think that you should pursue anything with him, right? Because like Valentine's Day is in February. Christmas is, and even if he don't like, he don't have to get you a gift on Christmas. But it's the holidays. It's like that's when most of the time when people come together and they give and they exchange gifts, even if you don't celebrate Christmas in a way that is celebrated. I don't celebrate Christmas in the religious way, in the Christian way, in the context of me honoring Jesus. No. I celebrate it in a way where, it's like a social celebration. Like, oh, listen, This is where the holidays, you give back, you tip your waitress, you tip your cashier, you tip the cashier at the supermarket, you give love, you show love. So if you meet a guy, say like in the summertime, August, September, and now it's like 3 months before the holidays come up, and he say, "Well, I don't celebrate the holidays." Okay, you don't celebrate the holidays, but are you a giving person? Like, are you a thoughtful, kind hearted person that's willing, and women too, right? But I at least let to see, I'll wait for the man to see if he's going to spend any money, or unless I spend money first. Like $10 is all you need to spend is to see if anyone is cheap, selfish, or stingy. You know what I mean? Selfish or stingy. I meet guys and they like something like, oh, listen, you want me to buy you a cup of coffee? You want me to buy you a cup of tea? $10 is not going to break my pockets. I'm not expecting him to buy me a cup of coffee afterwards. I'm not. But if we talking and within 2 weeks to a month, he haven't said, yo, Bronx girl, you gotta know my name, Leela. I'm gonna start telling men my name is Bronx girl. Someone told me in my chat, he was like, keep telling them your name is Bronx girl. He was like, yo, Bronx girl, you want a coffee on me? You want, Dunkin' Donuts on me? I see that you like to go to Dunkin' Donuts, and today is Friday. I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, he go $10 for you to go to Dunkin' Donuts. $10 flat. He don't want no change. He's not expecting no change. Okay, now I know that he's willing to give, and it's like me and him could become like buddies. Even with women friends, my female friends, like I am looking for a Cash App buddy, like where we can be Cash App buddies and exchange Cash Apps, or like just exchange money. Because I know, like Lasagna, for an example, like Lasagna be like, yo, Bronx, can you Cash App me such and such so I could buy some lunch? I have it on reserve for her, something like that. But if you can't find a man or meet a man that at least have the idea or the thought, just like when I say the thought or idea of a Cash App buddy, like someone that don't mind exchanging money or getting money with you, or like, oh, listen, I got some money on my Cash App, send me $20 for lunch. Okay, I'll send you $20 for lunch. And then, like, if I need it and I'm like, yo, send me $20 for, like, I don't know, a lip gloss or something. That's something. That's how you say it, a contract that you have between each other. You're not looking for anything. But I just feel like with women, if you want to pursue anything, because me, I'm not. I'm dead ass serious. I would be single, free for the rest of my life, and I mean that with all my heart, ladies. If you are cheap and stingy and selfish, I'm not going to even consider you at all, right? Not to mention, if you are lack intelligence, I'm not going to consider you at all. Like, everyone has a different level of intelligence, but I know what type of intelligence I like. It comes on in all forms and flavors. But I like men that think outside the box. I like critical thinkers. I like free thinkers. Even if you do believe in certain things that I don't believe in, but you still have to be like on top of things. And if I'm not attracted to you sexually, that's definitely going to be a problem. I'm not attracted to you at all. But what I'm saying is, and getting to the point, and drawing the line, like, the side woman deserve it too. She deserve a gift too, whether she get it or not. Maybe she appreciated more because it was the day after, right? Maybe she know that she's not expected to spend Valentine's Day with her guy on the side. Because side, I mean, and let me just write this, other women. I'm going to say, stop saying side chicks. The other woman, right, in the equation, she know her place too. She is taking up a long time commitment. Like, I feel like not a long term commitment, but the other woman has a commitment with a man too. Don't get it twisted. Like, any man that has the other woman has a woman on the side, or has a girlfriend, a mistress. I'm not encouraging, because if you are cheating on your wife and your wife don't know nothing about it, or she's acting like she don't know anything about it, about your mishaps and your ill informed behavior, because I believe every wife, and if you don't know, then I don't know. You probably don't know your husband. But what I'm saying is, like, the side woman has a commitment to the man too. She's just not getting the short end of the stick, unless he's such an asshole, unless he's so like lazy in his and sloppy in his behavior. He's supposed to take care of his other woman just as good as he's supposed to take care of his wife. if you want to call her the other woman or so-called side chick, right? So I'm not signing up to be nobody's side chick or other woman if you don't play your cards right, right? I'm not going to volunteer to do that anyway, unless I'm just dating a guy and he say, "Listen, I don't have no commitment or obligations to anyone. I have friends, I have female friends. I'm seeing other women." I'm like, "Fine, cool. That's fine with me. If he's worth fighting for, I'll fight for him. Knock everyone out the way that's trying to get his attention. And it's going to take time, but it takes skills and talent to get what you want and pursue what you want. And that's another story. But what I'm trying to, I guess the clear point I'm trying to make, and my point I'm trying to get across to the audience is like, if you start dating a guy and you know what you like and you don't dislike, you give him a little opportunity. You don't jump down his throat, because around the holidays you'll see who he is as a person, and if that's someone that you want to continue a friendship or a relationship with. Women need to start speaking up for what they want. Don't let these men, anybody, tell you that because you know what you want and you know what you won't tolerate and you know what you don't like is that you're a difficult woman. Excuse me, I'm drinking some water. Mm. I usually put it out there with men what I want, and I get stung, I get hurt, but people use that hurt like, "Oh, she's so hurt, like I can't like come back from it." I don't get that hurt that I'm so down and sunken and that I can't like, recover. So now I'll just give you a scenario. You meet a guy, the summer's coming to an end. You meet him at the end of the summer. It's August. Holidays don't come up until November, and those in that length of time, in that 3 months, you get to know him. You're talking, you're exchanging information. I'm not going to wait 3 months, or I'm not going to even wait until November around the holidays come up to see if he want to spend money. Like within that time, if he is like consistent, he's like buying me like a cup of coffee once a week, like once a week. That's like what, under $50. And if I'm buying him some lunch once a week, okay, that's a starter. If he could buy me a cup of coffee once a week, then I know that he'll probably be mindful and thoughtful and be like, here go a little extra. It's the holidays. I don't celebrate the holidays. It's just the gift of giving. I'm in the spirit of the holidays. It's the spirit of the holidays. It's the celebration of the holidays. It's the beauty of the holidays. It's the community that comes with the holidays, like the feeling you get. It doesn't have to be associated with no type of religious beliefs, no religious stance. If he doesn't spend, or he's not willing to spend, or considering to spend, or even giving you that impression that he would like at least have fun with you during the holidays, then he's not going to buy you anything for Valentine's Day. If he got to like skip over Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's to wait to buy you a gift for Valentine, that's not good enough for me. I'm sorry. Like, I just, and then I'll repeat again. I don't do boring men. Men are boring. They lack fun. They're not fun at all to be around. They have this type of mentality that they supposed to be the protector and provider, and that's all they supposed to do is protect and provide. That's not good enough for me. I need a little bit more to stimulate my mind, and a little bit more to for me to be interested in you. And women have they types, so to speak. I say I don't have a type, but I do have a type, but I don't have a type. My type is not going against what I believe in. My type is a sexy man. A, every man that is sexy is handsome. I call men sexy. If you are sexy, every sexy man is handsome. So there's no need for me to call him handsome. You have to be sexy. You definitely have to have some type of, well, you definitely have to be confident for me to even consider moving forward with you. I don't jump into relationships. You definitely have to be intelligent on certain levels. Open minded. Let's just say open minded. Have the capacity to think for yourself and at the outside the box emotionally. Like a lot of men and a lot of women, you need to start asking men. And I'm asking you from the point of my stance of how I get to know men. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe my way of getting to know men is a little bit different and a little bit more stronger, direct, and bold, because I'll ask a man like, "Do you believe in love?" And some say yes, and some don't answer. So if he believe in love, then of course he should have a understanding and empathy. Like nowadays, like men get offended because you say they lack emotional intelligence. It's like a form, like you don't have the capacity or you don't have it in your nature to have an understanding or put yourself in someone else's shoes to feel how they feel or think how they think. Like you lack empathy. That means that because it's my problem, it's not your problem. And you don't have to. It's like these are the things how you get to know men over a certain point in time. Like these are the conversations that we should be having. Like if I have my boundaries, I guess I don't even like that word. I have my standards. And my standards are like, if you are boring, I don't want to even entertain you. Men are boring. They not fun. They just drain, and want women to be like miserable and bitter like them. And we don't want to be miserable and bitter like you men because you are boring and you don't have no ambition and you don't have like life inside of you. I don't go against the grain. Like, especially if I'm going to be in a relationship with someone, it takes time, a long time for me to get to know someone, asking the simple questions. And I don't even ask, do you celebrate holidays? Like around the time coming up, like I have met men and they'll just automatically say, well, I don't celebrate this, I don't celebrate that. Like I don't, even if I don't celebrate it, they would never know. Like it depends. I'm like, oh, I don't celebrate the holidays too, but it's just like the spirit of the holidays. You don't have to celebrate it in a religious way. You don't have to celebrate it in a way where you honoring or like I don't know, have any expectations. Like it's just like a fun, like you celebrate it in a fun and joyful way, right? So those are the back burners. Like I just feel like, and I don't even volunteer information like that anymore. Like, oh, I don't celebrate the holidays either. Like that's not something I want them to think that we have in common. Or if they volunteer it, the information, like, well, I don't celebrate holidays, and I'm like, okay, around the holidays. Like, okay, I don't celebrate it either, but I do celebrate it for the fun and joy and the gift of giving. That's it. And Valentine's Day is tomorrow. A lot of people will be sad. A lot of women will be sad and disappointed, and you don't have to be sad or disappointed. It's like these behaviors was not lurking too far behind, so you didn't expect anything spectacular from your man, or you didn't have no expectations of him buying you something or giving you something, right? And that's okay. I wouldn't want to be with a man that know that I like and enjoy a certain holiday or a certain occasion, and he say, "Well, because he don't do it, he shouldn't have to participate." So that means you're not willing to compromise. That means you're not the type of man to sacrifice, and you shouldn't have to sacrifice who you are or compromise who you are as a person to make someone else happy. But you can give in a little bit, right? These are the same values and principles that we as women should honor and make sure they are at the forefront of when and if we begin a relationship and it could turn into long term. Values and principle and morals are important in a relationship. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. Don't be scared to speak up for yourself, beautiful women. Don't be scared to ask men the questions you want to know. Don't be scared to let them know who you are as a person. And I'm not saying like go directly with rage or anger with it, because we don't. Women are beautiful, soft, naturally. Some are not, some are. Some are nurturers, some are not. Their expectations, men expectations of women are they are supposed to be quiet and submissive and don't have a thought of their own, and they are not supposed to engage in critical thinking, or they're not supposed to develop or have the capacity to think outside the box. They're not supposed to be creative. They're just supposed to be women. They are just supposed to be beneath me, and they are supposed to be looked down on. And some women, I read in an article that some women are not sensitive to this type of behavior, that some women are, because I'm sensitive, very sensitive to an aggressive macho man who have so much bravado. And I'm not saying that I like a man that's soft, like soft. I love gentle, soft men, like when it's needed. I love romantic men. Men are not romantic. I'm not saying that he has to buy or he should buy me tons of flowers every day or none of that. I'm just saying romantic to me is like engaging in like thoughtful conversation. You know what I mean? Like having open and honest discussions, like sharing our fantasies with one another. Stuff like that. That's what I like. I like a man that can have is a storyteller. A lot of women, and we all have this thing where and I'm not saying that I think we are become too available for men, and we become a little bit too predictable for men. So I'm here. Oh, hi, thank you, yours truly. So what I'm learning now is like, and we're gonna keep it real and 100. Like we are probably in this chat above a certain age, which is good, which is great. I welcome. That's what I want. And then I'm speaking to the woman that's 40s and up, right? So when we was in our 20s, we didn't have as high as of standards that we do now. And now that we are older and of a certain age, in a certain age bracket, that our standards are high, because we're not going to like um, go back to patterns that we had as a 20-year-old woman, because you learn and you grow as a woman. I've learned and I've grown as a woman. I know right now at the age of 44 that I'm not going to tolerate anything less. And it's not like I don't have no requirements. If like I don't have no a set of certain requirements. I think that is like a little bit too intense of a word, but I think I do have like a little bit of appeals, like things that appeal to me, things that lure me in. And yeah, I know. I'll say it again. If I'm not attracted to you emotionally and intellectually and sexually, I don't want to. I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I would never start a relationship with someone that I'm not compatible with. And it goes beyond compatibility. It's something that we have to have. That's something like special within between us, because I don't think men are special in any way or form. Like if you with me and I decide to pursue our long-term relationship, that means that we have gotten to know each other and you became special to me, and I've seen you as special. Not to say that you won't have no type of deceit, or you're not capable of deceit, but that's how we started off. I learned like with men and questioning them, the ones that are capable of thinking and answering questions without like hesitation or think they being interrogated, because I hear men say, oh, you're very argumentative or you debated. So these are the men that I know that are not intelligent. These are the men that I know that lack capacity to think for themselves, or even have like a a reasonable, logical answer for my questions, right? So like now I'll be like with a man, do you believe in love? That comes way a little bit down the line. And I feel like women, we should at least stop to think about how men pay attention to us. Because I already told y'all what I did with the guy that and he was just a friend. We didn't have no exchange of intimacy. And even if we did, like that still wouldn't have stopped me from pursuing or getting to know him. So I known him for a while. 6 months we was flirting with each other, like friendly flirting. We never did anything. He bought me a cup of coffee, whatever. That doesn't matter. But at this moment, at that time, I did not ask him, and I refused to ask him, and I did this intentionally, if he had a girlfriend, right? Because even though he wasn't available and I wasn't like uh hung up on it, it didn't matter because we was getting to know each other. I wasn't gonna accuse him of like, oh, so do you have a girlfriend? That's why you're not available. Do you have a girlfriend? That's why I don't hear from. Do you have a girlfriend? That's why you don't text with you. Like, no, 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 no. We don't. I'm not getting to know you with the intent of being in a relationship with you. I'm just getting to know you. Men and men don't think they could be friends with women. I tell my son all the time, you are the perfect guy at your age before you turn 30 is to develop healthy, decent, open, honest friendship companionships with women. You have that because you need that going forward as you get older. So me and a guy, and I told this story before, but that'll lead up to what I'm gonna end on. So I think we was talking, and he was telling me because he had took vacation. I said, "Oh, you was on vacation?" He's like, "Yeah, I went to such and such." And I asked him because I don't want to like, no, I'm not like giving full details. I asked him, "Is that where your heart is? The place that he was on vacation is?" Um, he said, "I like He said, He said he liked the place he was at. I was about to like give it all away. He said, "Well, no, that's I like to go out there and spend time out there and everything." When I said, "Is that where your heart is?" It's not like he hesitated to answer the question, but he hinted at it. And then it came up like I'm like, you know what? It's about time that you said that you had a girlfriend. He said to me, "Well, you never asked." I'm like, "Why would I ask you if you have a girlfriend?" It's not like we were like intimate. It's not like we was working on a relationship or gearing towards a relationship or trying to pursue a relationship. We was just flirting, seeing each other day, laughing, exchanging, having fun, which is okay. Men, it's okay for you to have a girlfriend and still see the beauty of another woman without being naive or gullible or thinking that this is a how you say it, a trap to lure you in, to make an excuse to cheat, because there are beautiful women everywhere. There's no Your woman is not that much so much beautiful that you can't look at another woman. Your woman is not that so much beautiful, so much not that beautiful, or is that beautiful that you can't have a conversation without a woman without you feeling like, oh, this is a trap. I'm being naive and gullible because a woman smiled with you, because she's probably prettier than your wife or girlfriend or not. I'm not saying that. I'm not taking it that extreme, but I'm saying it's okay to have like friendly, flirty, healthy conversations with women, right? You're not tied up. You shouldn't be held on or held up by a leash. That's what I'm saying. It's okay for you to make friends from a distance. So when he said that, I said, "Why would I ask you if you have a girlfriend? I wasn't trying to pursue anything with you. We was just being friends." I said, "I'm not here to break up a happy home. I'm here to, keep that home together." Right? So if I was the other woman, my job would be to keep the home together. I don't have no plans on you leaving your happy home, whether you're happy in your home or not. I don't have no plans. I don't want anything or give you that impression that I want you to leave your home to start something with me. No. So when he said, I said, I don't ask men if they have girlfriends, but you never asked me if I had a boyfriend. So there you go. And I said to him, I said, I feel sorry for your girlfriend. He started laughing because I do. 6 months, you not haven't mentioned her, didn't say anything about her, even in joking, or even say. But he did tell me like in a couple of months, he's like, it's just me, him. He said it was just him. I was like, oh, it's just you. Oh, okay. So that's when I was asking him, what you like to do for fun? You want to go hang out? It's like, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I was like, don't talk to me like that. Like either you know or you don't know whether you want to hang out, you don't want to hang out. So that point on, when he said, "Oh well, you didn't ask me if I had a girlfriend," I intentionally made it my business not to ask you because that wasn't the point of us getting to know each other. Is if you have a girlfriend or not. So I could make. I don't want to be left making a decision. So now I feel like with women, they so available, they so predictable, they so giving, they're so open, they're so like vulnerable to men. Like I don't even ask men how their day was anymore. I'm not trying to be funny. I just don't ask men how their day was. And you know why I don't ask them? Because I would like to know if they see that I don't, if they are aware or paying attention to what I do and what I don't do. You know what I mean? Like, or I don't ask men no more. It depends. I stopped. And maybe women, if you want to know if your man or someone that you're getting to know is paying attention to you or is like listening or is just like trying to get to know you, certain things that you shouldn't ask him. I mean, you be like, "Hi, how you doing? How are you?" That's it. But I'm not asking you how your day was. It's not that I don't want to hear it. It's just that, I want to know if you like, okay, maybe you could start with how your day was and then you pull it back and then you stop asking him. Right. And then maybe he'll like he'll volunteer the information. Wait for him to volunteer. But yeah, like you pull it back like they do. They pull back because he's expecting you to do this. He's expecting like, oh, I'm gonna call such and such. She's gonna ask me how my day was. She's gonna ask me did I eat. She's gonna ask me if I got in safe. She's gonna tell me to text her when I got home. These are the things that you should pull away from men because they expect you to be caring and understanding so upfront. So I mean, so quickly. So what you do now is like, you meet a guy and probably once or twice you say, "Hey, how was your day?" That's it. He tell you and pull it back from there. Oh, hey, did you eat anything? Twice. That's it. Pull it back. Or hey, call me when you get home. I be like, call me later. Or I be like, when I'm talking to a guy, he be like, yo, I'll call you later. I'm like, okay, take your time. I tell all guys this. I don't want no man to feel like they're special until they show and prove to me that they can be special. Like they want my attention or they need my attention, right? In a healthy way. Attention is the rarest form of generosity, right? If your man is like pulling back on attention and affection, he's not generous. That's not something that I would consider like um a flex. That's a red flag to me. So these are the things that we have to be mindful of when we want to get to know someone, if they paying attention or not, if they into us. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like Zachary father, he's the only guy that could come home and tell me about his job the day he worked. He has a hardworking man. He worked with some heavy shit. I'm not gonna tell you what he did, but he was a hardworking man. But he was the only guy that could come home, or even if when we wasn't staying together, I call him and I'm like, "Yo, what's up? How you doing?" Because we talk. He'll tell me about his day. He's the only guy that I enjoy sitting there listening to him tell me about his day because he made it exciting and it was funny and it was a storyteller. He's a storyteller. He narrate his day, and he was happy. He appreciated that. I asked him about his day. And then when things progressed and we, started like falling back from each other, and it's okay because we were the best of friends. Like he still say he missed my friendship. I miss his a little too. But, we move on. And he be like, oh, you used to be my best friend. You ask me about my day. You don't ask me about my day no more. I'm like, oh, so you pay attention. He said, of course I pay attention. Of course men that are like into you will pay attention. Like I even know like if a man don't address me by my name, I would never have any type of connection with you, and I would never even have any type of feelings for you. Sorry. Like not no deep feelings. And I've been with men that literally that don't call me or address me by my name. I'm like, okay, well, this is a sign for me not to even pursue anything. Like, what's so hard about you calling someone by their name? Like, how else would you get my attention if you don't call me by my name? Like, don't call me. It's not that you can't call me baby or that, but that's not my name. You don't know me like that to call me baby the first time I meet you. That's like a turn off for me. And that's the things I feel like we as women should go, like as we get older, we pay attention to more patterns of behavior that we don't like. And we see if the man is into us, like stop giving men what they want and expect. They expect to say, oh, do you want me to cook for you? Do you want to come over? Do you want to hang out? And another thing, and I know this is a pre-Valentine's Day show, but I'm just saying before we get to the Valentine's Day events, like before you are so deep in your relationship and you know that you probably don't celebrate Valentine's Day and he don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but he didn't give or offer anything during the holidays and he's just cheap and selfish and stingy, don't consider him. Don't even pursue him. You could talk to him like far and keep him at a distance, but don't pursue anything with him because he's selfish and he's cheap. These are the patterns that lead up. Like if you do celebrate Valentine's Day and he don't, that could be a little bit hurtful to the girl. But don't tell him that if you meet a guy and they said they don't celebrate the holidays, don't even tell him that you don't if you don't. Tell him, let him know that you do, even if you don't. That's what I would do. I'm sorry. I would let him know, even if I'm lying. Like, no, I celebrate the holidays if I don't. Not the way other people celebrate it in a fun celebration, joyful celebration. Yeah, that part. But little things that you pull back on men. Um, don't volunteer to cook for him. Don't volunteer to, oh yeah, and asking him, like, oh, call me when you get home, text me when you get home. Don't do that. Say, see you later. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later. That's what I be doing. Like guys, they he probably like she a real mean. I don't care. Like you're not gonna have these high expectations of me for me to be because I'm a woman. I'm supposed to be nurturing. It is in my nature to be nurturing and caring and understanding and loving and sweet and soft and pink, whatever. It takes a long time for me to leave. I give them a little bit of what they are in store for. A lot of men are scared of women that's seductive and charming. A lot of men think that seduction is deceit. It's not that much of a deceit, right? And another thing I've learned now, and I won't ever, and I'm telling you, ladies, I'm telling you now, this is not like a demand that a major demand I'm making or a boundary. This is just like something that I won't ever do unless I am fully invested, involved, and like this man. I don't cuddle, I embrace because I don't want it. Like you could sit there, of course, if you having a companion, you could cuddle with your companion. Like I feel like the word cuddle now is taken out of context and it's this is made into this ugly thing or this like high requirement. Like I embrace. I could sit there and watch a movie with you, and we could lay up, and we don't have to like fully embrace or cuddle like we a couple and anything, but I just want you to know that I do want like my space. I give you your space. We don't even have to cuddle during a movie. You could watch a movie like two people if we were in the movie theaters. But as we get to know each other, yeah, we cuddle and lay up, move around. Cause I just can't cuddle during the whole movie. I need movement. I need space. I need freedom. I won't, and here we go, ever if you're not my man, if we're not in a relationship, if we're not even 6 months into the relationship, I am not Netflix and chilling with no man ever again. Wait, what is it called? Netflix? Because I don't have that. Netflix and chill is boring to me. Very, very boring to me, especially if you haven't spent any money. And especially if you cheap, selfish, and stingy. I'm not doing it. That's a trap. Boring men, I'm staying away from. Homebodies, I'm staying away from. Men that think they want to Netflix and chill, that's a trap. Don't do it unless you know him personally and you got to know him a little bit over time. Stay away from men that Netflix and chill. Look at this. I'm serious. I'm telling you, like, I was chilling. I'm telling you, I know a lot of people like, oh my gosh, Bronx girl, you're such a whore. Like, I'd rather be a whore than a freaking a woman that is like sitting waiting for her turn to be in a relationship, right? Men call you whores either way you look at it. They use it in a nasty, disgusting, and derogatory way, demeaning and degrading, right? So I meet a lot, and I don't chill with a lot of guys because I don't warm up to guys that quickly, right? So when I meet a guy, he be like, "Yo, come over. I got Netflix," and I'm like, "Oh gosh." That's just like a trap. They don't want to Netflix and chill. Like that's just like a code word for like, oh, she coming in Netflix and chill. He think he want to get some. So when they bring, I'm like, yeah, turn this shit off. I don't want to Netflix and chill. If you can't think of nothing other than Netflix and chill, I don't want to talk to you, right? If you can't think of something like playing a board game or card game or doing something better than Netflix and chill, I'm not going to talk to you. I learned my lesson. That was my first time. Like, I think with Zachary father, probably the longest relationship I've been in. Like, we used to watch shows together. Like his father is very open minded and open to like watching things that a lot of men probably look down on. Right. We used to sit there and watch, he used to sit there and watch Housewives with me, and I used to sit there and watch football with him. Or he'll watch a series with me, like because we both enjoyed it. Like he was that type of he's that type of guy, right? He know what to do and how to do it. Like so I didn't have a problem with him in that area of us sharing interests and hobbies together or shows, or he's open to like watching shows, or he'll want me to watch something with him. But like he's Netflix and chill, I didn't know about Netflix and chill until I was with Zachary father, and that's the only one that I had. That's the only man I've enjoyed Netflix and chill with, and I have never enjoyed it with any other man. Because once, and I let up on I let my guards down once. I'm like, okay, I'm coming over. We could Netflix and chill. As soon as he turned it on, I'm like, this is whack. I don't. I'm going home. I don't want to Netflix and chill. This is what I'm saying. I don't want to Netflix and chill. You're boring. I don't Netflix and chill. You don't want to do nothing else? Why? Or I don't want to lay down with you. I just got in the door. You want to Netflix and chill already? Mm-mm. And then, I leave it right there. Or if he come, I'm like, oh, and they'll lie and say, oh, you could come over and Netflix and chill and you could watch what you want to watch. And I'm like, oh, really? I could watch what I want to watch. Like, and then guys, they get so comfortable with themselves, they don't even consider, like, I'm just telling you, because these guys these days, you definitely have to vet them to before you even go out with them to learn a little bit of their characteristics and their behavior and their morals and values and what principles do they stand on. Everyone is different. We're going to have differences. You're going to be like, you're not going to agree on everything. You're going to have some type of incompatibility, but that's okay. Like, but you definitely have to know if this is someone that you share the same values, ethics, standing on the same principles, morals, have the same thing in common when it comes to just values and principles and morals of raising a family, being in a relationship, that all that other stuff fall in place. So, like me going forward, moving forward with men, I already know what I'm not gonna like at least consider. I'm not gonna consider anything that I'm not like comfortable with. And I advise, and my best advice to women is like, no, don't like if you go, and this is the thing. I'll end it off with this. Like guys now think they get so comfortable, they invite you over to the house, their house, and to Netflix and chill. And I'm just saying, not every guy, because I haven't I only did this with Zachary's father. I enjoyed with him, but another guy that I did invited me over Netflix and chill. This was around like 8 o'clock at night. It wasn't like at 11 o'clock. Or it wasn't late, but as soon as I get over there, what you just laid up in the bed, lying down. That's like disrespectful. That's just shows that you have no interest. Or they'll be like, come lay next to me. I'm like, okay, I'll come lay next to you and everything. Like, I don't feel comfortable like laying down next to you watching Netflix and chill. Not because of anything other than what it is, but it's just that I didn't come over here for that. Like I'm not even staying that long. So I don't know why you get so comfortable of like laying up and want me to lay up next to you. The TV is not positioned where I can look at it like you can look at it, right? I don't like I like it takes a lot for me to warm up to men. And that's why I say they are not special. They think they could just throw anything on women and women be satisfied and okay with it because it's like an expectation or it's predicted. I don't offer to cook for men. I'll tell them, listen, if you want me to cook for you, not that saying that, you have to, but you want to have to pay me to cook for you if you ask me to cook for you. I'm not volunteering at all. I don't volunteer to cook for men at all. I'm sorry. Call me mean. Wait, I agree that is boring as well. Right. Thank you, Lisa. It is boring. And I'm not saying, okay, that one day out of the month you can't like you get a movie, find a movie and you watch it together and enjoy it together. Okay, but to do it as often as if it's like a date, hell no. Me and my husband is opposite on most things. Like you give in sometimes, right? Like that's just like saying, Lasagna, you and your husband got married and you've been together for a long time, and as you get older, you probably like a little bit have your own interests and hobbies, but you are independent. He's independent in the marriage, but y'all still have things that y'all do together. You have your own interests, you have your own hobbies. He have his own interests, he have his own hobbies. Like you probably say, okay, well, my hubby likes to go to the basketball game, and he be like, oh, gee, Lasagna, would you go with me to the basketball game? And you're like, okay, I'll go with you to the basketball game. Or Lasagna, he may not like going to like I don't know, knit a sweater. And you be like, oh, come with me, my husband, to go knit a sweater, and he give in. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So that's okay. But because y'all been married for a long time, right? You've known each other for a long time, of course. But for me to just now meet a guy and he have these type of expectations that I want to jump and watch Netflix with him, or I think it's attractive for him to be a homebody because he don't go nowhere. I meet so many handsome, sexy men that tell me this, and I'm like, oh no, this is a turn off. I don't like him no more. Once they say, all I do is go to work and come home, and that's it. It's just me. And I'm like, so you boring. And they look at me like I'm crazy because I tell them directly and upfront, you are boring, and I don't like boring men at all. I don't use it against them. I don't. I, I don't. But Lasagna, I don't use it against them. Okay, I don't. I just let them know. I'm like, yo, you don't want to do something else, right? So, like, and I'm telling y'all that now. Just ask ladies, just sit back and just think about yourselves for a moment. Put yourselves first. You come first. Don't offer to cook for him so soon. If he asks you, okay, and you want to do it, okay. But if a man asks me and I didn't volunteer, you're gonna have to pay me $30, and you're gonna have your own food provided. This goes to show me that he wants me to cook for him, and that he will, even if he like it or not, he's taking a chance. I don't, and ask Zachary father, like, it took me a couple of months before I cooked for him. He didn't even know I knew how to cook before I cook for him. And it's not like, oh, we're gonna go out to restaurants every week. No, that's not the point. It's us going out every week or going out to restaurants. It's the point that I don't overexert myself. Housework, housewives is something that's not in me unless it's worth it, unless it benefits me. Women stop caring, showing that you care about these men. They be like, yo, I'm gonna call you back. And you be like, okay, take your time. I'll talk to you later. I'm not gonna call him and be like, yo, why you didn't call me back? Why you didn't text? I'm not doing none of that dumb shit. Or when he leave your house, or when he get home and you be like, he expecting you to say, text me when you get home. I don't say none of that shit. I don't be like, get home safe. I be like, see you later. Right? Because now he gonna wonder why I'm not so interested. He don't know if I'm interested in him or not, because I'm not asking these uh questions that he's expecting me to ask him. You know what I mean? Or like, how was your day? I'm not really interested in how was your day, because they're gonna make it so miserable. I asked one guy, be like, "Oh, how's it going? How's your morning going?" You know what he said? I'm working on a slave ship. I was like, that's absolutely disgusting to think about and to say. Do you know what the people on the transatlantic slave trade went through? And you talking about, and you have a decent job, and you have freedom, and you can make your own hours, and you are great at what you do. You talking about you on a slave ship? I'm not ever asking him. I haven't asked him how was his day, but I'm not asking any man how was their day. If they want to tell me, they could tell me. I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? That's it. I know I may sound mean, but I'm not mean. I guess in certain situations I am mean. I am a witch. And as a witch who don't cast spells or practice magic or have any special powers, I'm not that type of witch. I don't even think they exist. I'm the type of witch that repel men, right? I'm the type of witch that repel men. If you don't like, I wear wigs, I wear lip gloss, I wear nice clothes. I am vain. Men don't like women like me, but they still make an attempt to at least try to talk to me, and they don't. And it's not a great repeller. I'm not going to deal with a man that says he don't like women that wear wigs. I feel like, where is the intellect in that? Where is the reason and logic in you saying that you don't like women that wear wigs? Okay, that's not your thing. But to persecute and scold a woman because she's wearing what she like and she like what she like, and because you don't like it, you making a big fuss about it, like that's your major concern, is a woman that wear a wig, that's something that could come off. And that's just getting into a little bit. That's all I got to say about that. Those are my things that I'm not going to go against. And women, you shouldn't even second guess yourself when it comes to a man and what you want. There's too many other men out here that's waiting for a woman like you. So y'all can come together, get to know each other, share the same interests, right? Without like the outside world of validating your relationship. You don't have to give in so quickly. You let them know, because I feel like when women give in so quickly, that man automatically think that this woman is submissive, and that that's what he expects. And when you don't like give him what he wants and what he needs, and don't like fulfill his high expectations of you, they will use that simple word, oh, you switched up. Women. Lasagna. Like, I'm gonna get off this because I've been on here too long, but I had the beautiful time. I appreciate everyone that stayed this long to listen. I really, really, really appreciate it. It makes me feel like don't stop, keep going. If you can attract one person attention for an hour and some change, then you know damn well you can go further with it. And those are just I guess that's just my insight and my perspective when it comes to what I like and what I don't like. And I'm just sharing with the beautiful woman in my chat that may need a little bit unconventional, unsolicited advice. So that's what I mean. So thank you, Lasagna. I will enjoy my day and I hope everyone enjoy their day too. So what I will say to my beautiful listeners, thank you for listening to my insight and my perspective. Have a good day. Peace.